Hello. Today is Monday, May 23rd, and welcome to Commissioner in a Car. My name is Dustin Zarni. I'm the Democratic Elections Commissioner for Onondaga County. And today is the edition that we talk about what we know about the August 23rd primary for New York State Senate and Congressional lines. Yes, there are two primaries, so let's get that off the bat. We are in the middle of absentee balloting and getting ready for the June 28th primary, which is in Onondaga County. Governor, lieutenant governor, and the Pompey Republican Committee are having primaries locally. So I'm not talking about that, because we'll be talking about that every commissioner in a car probably from now until June 28th. But I am talking about the August 23rd primary. Yes, this year we have two primaries because the New York State Senate maps and the congressional maps were drawn by a special master. They were released at midnight on Friday. If you go to my Facebook page or my Twitter account, I linked to the special master's official maps on Dave's Redistricting app. That's how we're doing things now. And I wanted you to see that, and see those maps, but I will talk about those maps. And then, I will talk about, which candidates that we know as of this moment, what we're doing. And that's all I'm going to talk about in this thing. There's a lot to talk about. I want to focus on that. And in a couple weeks, we'll talk about other stuff as well. But all I'm going to talk about today is the congressional maps, the Senate maps, and the candidates that we know for the August 23rd primary. So the New York State Senate maps for let's start with the easy one. The congressional maps were released. And for Onondaga County, we are staying the same as the draft maps released a week ago today, which is Onondaga, Oneida, and Madison counties are all together in one district with a tiny little bit of the village of Cleveland on the north shore of Oneida Lake in Oswego County. Why they included this little bit in there, I don't know. About 344 people live in that little bit. So it is technically a 4-county district, but really, in reality, it's a 3-county district: Oneida, Onondaga, and Madison County. So that map is set. We have gotten even some news today, and in the last 24 hours on that. The candidates that have announced that they are definitely running for New York 22 are Francis Conole, Sarah Klee Hood, and Chol for the Democrats. And for the Republicans, Barnhart from Cayuga County Brandon Wells from Cayuga County is running for New York 22. He announced that in the last 24 hours. And a guy named Steve Wells, who is a businessman from Oneida County, is a new candidate. And he is running for New York 22. So the previous candidates, the Republican from Cayuga County and our 3 Democrats from Onondaga County that have announced, are going to have to file a certificate of nomination by May 31st to make that official. And Steve Wells, the brand new candidate, he's going to have to file petitions by June 10th to make his candidacy official. So we'll be watching that. What we don't know is, we also know that Josh Riley has announced that he's running for New York 19. Vanessa Fajans-Turner has announced that she is not running at all, whether in New York 19 or New York 22. And Mike Siegler has announced that he is not running. He's a Republican. All 3 of them were from Tompkins County. They got cut out of the new district, and they're not, and they're in the 19th, New York 19. So they're decided not to run. Josh Riley is running for New York 19. He looks to be the sole Democratic candidate right now in New York 19. Vanessa is not running, and Mike Siegler, the Republican, is not running. So that's Congress. And that's actually kind of easy. We're still waiting to hear from Sam Roberts, who has not made an official announcement about whether he's running for New York 22. Again, he's already filed petitions, so he could easily just file a certificate of nomination. But in my role as a responsible podcaster, commissioner, I don't make announcements for other people. They make announcements themselves. And then I report it to you, so you know. That is what's going on in the congressional race. Now, in the Senate race, things have been turned upside down once again. It got turned upside down on Monday and then re-upside down in a different way on Friday. The maps that the special master put into place are radically different than the drafts he put out on Monday, which were radically different than the Democratic proposals and radically different from the districts that were in 2010. So these districts are brand new, and we really don't know how these districts are going to perform, although we can tell. But the first district is the 48th Senate District, and I will say, if a senator lives inside a district, I will say that. And Senator Rachel May lives inside this district. It encompasses the city of Syracuse, and then it goes down the south and west sides of Onondaga. It goes from Lysander, Elbridge, then down to Skaneateles, Marcellus, Onondaga, and then it's Pompey, Lafayette, Tully, Fabius, Otisco, and Spafford in Onondaga County are in it, and the entirety of Cayuga County is in that Senate district. And then the 50th Senate district, which Senator John Mannion lives in. I said Tully, David. Senator John Mannion lives in. Goes from Camillus, then over to Geddes, then over to Salina, and then up to Clay, over to Cicero, and then down to DeWitt and Manlius, and then goes up north into Oswego County, which has the southern portion of Oswego County, as well as the cities of Fulton and Oswego are in it. A lot of towns are in there. And this is really kind of a brand new district. This is not something that anybody has run in before. In the history of Onondaga County, I am not sure that our Senate districts have ever been paired with Oswego County. I don't know why the special master did it this way, but he did. And it does seem to be final. So here is what we know about candidates for these Senate districts. Senator Rachel May has announced that she is going to run in SD 48, which is the district she lives in. She lives in the city of Syracuse, and that's in the district. Julie Abbott, who had previously announced a run against John Mannion, Skaneateles, where she lives, is now in the Senate District 48. So, and she has announced that she is running against now Rachel May in SD 48. We have not heard from the other candidates, John Mannion, who is the current senator, and we have not heard from Fannie Villarreal, who was running against Rachel May, who had previously announced that she'd be willing to move to the city of Syracuse if she won in the draft district that was announced last Monday, but has not announced whether she's going to continue in SD 48 where she lives. She lives in Onondaga, the town of Onondaga, and that would create a Republican primary against Julie Abbott, or whether she will go up to the John Mannion seat where John Mannion lives, who has not announced yet as well. And so she has until May 31st. Senator Mannion has until May 31st to officially decide what to do with their petitions. And then, obviously a new candidate would have till June 10th. So that's what we know about the Senate, races. So on August 23rd, we will have full county primaries for both the Republican and Democratic congressional seats. and it's yet to be determined whether we will have a primary for any of the Senate seats. So we know that it's happening. For Congress, because of the public statements from the candidates and their ability to have previous petitions. I guess it is possible that Steve Wells, who's the new candidate for I would imagine we're going to see a congressional primary in so we will have over the next few weeks or days. And if you check my Twitter feed and my Facebook feed, I will be updating you if somebody announces their candidacy, because I feel whether it's whatever party it is, because I feel it's important for you as a voter to know who's running in what office in a very weird year. Usually I let candidates do that themselves, but this year I think a lot of people are looking for information. I'm going to try to give as much information as possible. So whether it's a Democrat or Republican, whether they're endorsed or not, I'm going to share news about whether they're running. And that's my job. And that's the purpose of this podcast. So we're about to head into the Memorial Day weekend, and I'm going to let you know that next Monday I will not be doing a commissioner in the car. I'm not going to have a commissioner in car next week, but I will continue to do Zoom with Zarni. So this Friday on Zoom with Zarni, I will have Jessica Hess of the Syracuse Women's March, and then instead of the commissioner car on Monday, I think I'm finally going to be ready to give you my absentee ballot primer for my Sunday seminars, and that will air over the Memorial Day weekend to let you know about the rules for absentee balloting, because we finally got final rules from the State Board of Elections on absentee balloting, and we're going to be putting those out over the next week at the Onondaga County, and I will do my best to encapsulate that in a seminar session that will air on late Sunday night, early Monday. So check that out. I did a wonky Wednesday last week on New York State registrations. I will continue to focus on redistricting. And this Wednesday, I will be doing a wonky Wednesday with the changes in the Congressional and State Senate maps and how the new districts perform. So check that out. That's all I got going on right now. If you need an absentee or are wondering about your polling place for the June primary, go to onvote.net. That is 35 days or so away right now. So a lot of things are going on with that. That's really all I have for you today. There are some, election bills that were passed by the Assembly and the Senate. There's actually only one, and that is the Wrong Church bill, which will allow for affidavit petitions in 2023 to be counted if they show up at the wrong polling place, and they're counted for as good as possible. But since that is for 2023, I'm not going to focus on that too much today. Whether some other election bills get passed or not, check out my Twitter and Facebook feed. We'll see how it gets passed. There are some bills that we're fighting for to amplify resources for boards of elections, as well as provide accountability that were passed by the Senate. We'll see what the Assembly does on that in the next couple of weeks, as session will end at the beginning of June. And so we'll kind of find out then what's going on. So that's all I got for you today in Commissioner in the Car. If you only tune into Commissioner in Cars, I'll see you in 2 weeks. But I do have a wonky Wednesday, a Zoom with Zarni, and a Sunday seminar dropping in the next week. So check those out. All right. Bye-bye.